everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland with Tommy Marquez and Pat Sherwood. The Open is over, and we ended with 16.5, and there were some funny memes out there with Chunk from the Goonies and Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. This one hurt.
I love workouts that are a near-death experience. This one clearly was. There's fitness, and then there's also the ability, as Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet says, to go to the dark place.
Does she say that?
And you needed both for this one.
Yeah, everyone was lamenting 15.5 last year.
Right.
I think this was 10 times worse.
Amen.
I've retested every single open workout, and I decided right away I'm only doing
You're
this one
content
once.
with this one.
Yeah, I was dumb enough to do it twice, and I immediately regretted my decision. 16.5, saw some impressive times put up. We started it out with some great performances from Rich Froning, Ben Smith, and Matt Fraser, but none of those was good enough to win. It was Josh Bridges who puts up a scorching time of 7 minutes, 15 seconds, 17 seconds faster than second place Mitch Wagner. It's Bridges' second event win of the Open. Noah Ohlsen finished in fourth for his third top five finish of the Open. Rob Forte gets sixth, and then Jacob Hepner finishes in 10th place. Josh Bridges last week suffers that major penalty in 16.4, so has 15% of his reps taken away. That clearly upset him. A mad Josh Bridges is a dangerous Josh Bridges.
No doubt, and nobody's questioning that. But really what's most impressive is he won this workout back in 2014, and he improved upon that score by 34 seconds. But the most impressive thing is if you go and you watch the video of his first round, the round of 21s, he finishes that in a minute 28. That's 88 seconds for 42 reps. That's basically, including transitions, a rep every 2 seconds. And the scary part is that he didn't let up off that pace. The minute the clock went, he was 100% full bore the entire time. And it's just an unbelievable performance.
Josh Bridges is looking to assess a major penalty on the California regional when he heads down there. What I like about him is he is in touch with his anger 100%. After that penalty went down, I called him on the phone. It's like, hey, how you doing? There was a lot of colorful language, passionate verbiage, and he was furious, to say the least. That fueled 16.5, and he's the type of guy, like you said, he's a fierce competitor as it is. Now with a fire lit under his butt, man, I cannot wait to see him at regionals.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of that major penalty, Josh Bridges cost himself to win the Open. Still had a great result after 5 weeks, but the top honor goes to Noah Ohlsen, who takes the Open for the first time in his career. He only had one finish outside of the top 9. That was 16.3. He finished 21st. Rich Froning takes second place. Kyle Frankenfeld hung around the top 10 all Open long. He finishes in 5th. There's Bridges in 6th. Matt Fraser, who finished 2nd last year, is now 7th. And in 9th place, Jorgen Carl Gudmundsson, who finished 35th last year. But Noah Ohlsen said he did not expect to win the Open, but he's really happy to be in some pretty good company.
You know, it's funny because it started off that way where I said, you know what, this year I'm going to take it very easy in the Open. I'm going to obviously give every workout my all, and I think that should be enough to get me to regionals, but I'm not worried about much more than that. And then after the first workout, I finished in 2nd place, tied with Hepner, and it kind of clicked, and I realized, hey, maybe I could do pretty well in the Open this year, and week after week just kept getting closer and closer, and I think by week 3, I set the goal, like, you know what, I'm going to try to win the Open this year, and it's a pretty cool feeling to have accomplished that.
First overall Open win in Noah Ohlsen's career. What does this tell us about a guy who's still pretty early in his career?
We need to start having the serious conversation, right? If you think about who has won the Open, here's the company that he's in: Bailey, Froning, Fraser, and Ohlsen. I mean, all household names. And it's funny, it's so easy to think this kid is early in his career. He's early maybe in the limelight, but he started CrossFit all the way back in 2010. He's been going to regionals since 2012, 2 times 8th at the games, and now, is it time for him to step on the podium? I mean, I don't know who's going to keep him off, how he looks right now.
Well, I was very happy to see the consistency from him in this year's Open. You talk about all but one Open finish inside the top 10 worldwide. It's only one outside as a 21st. I mean, he's got some potential to win events and consistently place in the top 5. But what I want to see from him at the games is really kind of have a clean season, no like kind of bonk workouts where he maybe turns over the sandbag cart or anything like that. But if he does that, he's definitely in the conversation for the podium. He beat Rich Froning in the Open by 44 points.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Say
by
no
chance.
more, right?
Yeah, this is the 6th year that we've had the Open. In the previous 5 years on the men's side, where you finished in the Open has been a pretty good predictor about where you're going to finish at the games. Dan Bailey in 2011 is the only man to ever win the Open and not finish on the podium. He finished 6th in 2011. Then Rich Froning wins the Open 3 straight years, wins the games every year. And then Matt Frazier last year in 2015 finished first in the Open and then finished 2nd at the game. So Noah Ohlsen is going to be a contender this July in Carson, assuming that he's able to qualify. We talked about Josh Bridges. We talked a lot about Noah Ohlsen. Impressive performances there. But who else caught your eye throughout these 5 weeks?
I'm sticking with the same name, consistency. Bjorgman Carl Gudmundsson. This guy made me look silly at the games. I've said it before. I kept thinking he was going to fall out. Just happened to do well on that event, and it wasn't the case. He finished on the podium. But like I said, great. You had a good year at the games. I'm happy for you. But I want more data to see, was that a flash in the pan or consistency? The Open is over. He's 9th worldwide en route, I think, to make it back to the games for a 3rd time. And so with 2 trips under his belt, he's 100% a veteran now. He has those lessons learned, demonstrated capacity. I think Gudmundsson's going to have another great year.
For me, it's Travis Mayer. He's the guy sitting in 3rd place overall. You flash back to 2015. He's a 2-time games athlete looking to make it 3 years in a row. He takes his best finish ever in the Open in 7th. Ultimately, he takes 8th in the Atlantic Regional with the new format. But you know what he does? Instead of just, kind of fading off into the limelight, fading off, he comes back, has his best Open performance of his career, 3rd place worldwide, a handful of top 10 performances. I mean, it looks like a guy who's very upset that he didn't make the games, and he's doing everything possible to get back there.
And of course, the Open is the first step in trying to get back to regionals, and there are some athletes out there, big-name athletes, who are going to have a nerve-wracking couple of days here as we start to shake out the field and decide who will be going as an individual to the regionals. Men on the bubble right now in the Mid-Atlantic, Nathan Bramblett currently sits in 21st. He should be okay. In the Southeast, Jeff Evans is 23rd. North Central, Alex Nettie sits in 24th. In the Southwest, Tommy Hackenbrook on the outside looking in. And then Brendan Fjord down in Latin America. Remember, only the top 10 go from Latin America, so he is going to need a ton of help to get himself into contention for a spot at regionals to make it to the CrossFit Games. There were some amazing performances and accomplishments throughout the Open in all the age groups. And to me, and I have to brag on a guy I work with a lot.
Go right ahead.
You go to 45 to 49, and you have 2 brothers sitting atop the leaderboard there, Bill Grundler and his brother James, 1 and 2 in the Open. You think, well, I mean, that's the first family of fitness, but there's a couple other families out there as well who are making the case to be that first family of fitness.
Yeah, some really impressive performances, starting with the Anderson family. You have Alex Anderson, you have Jacob Anderson, you have Z.A. Anderson. All 3 of them are who qualified for regionals. Alex is 5th in the Central East, Jacob's 6th in the Southeast, and Z.A. on his way back from injury is 11th. You follow that up with the reigning fittest man on the planet, Ben Smith, and his family, his 2 brothers, Alec, who's 12th in the Mid-Atlantic, and Dane, who's 19th in the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, these are people where fitness and a healthy lifestyle has permeated their entire family culture.
Yeah.
That's what's great about CrossFit, what's great about the Open, and we're seeing it kind of present itself in a very unique way.
I'll tell you who's jumping to my mind, keep your eye on, is Scott Panchek. I mean, we chit-chat a lot here at the desk, right?
Yes.
And it's easy just to focus. You look at the leaderboard, 1, 2, and 3. Panchek was just out of that, so he's out of the conversation, but he really shouldn't be. Finished 6th worldwide. He's been to the games 4 times, and his worst finish ever was a 6th place. And that was last year when, by his own admission, he was banged up. So a banged up Scott Panchek, 6th. Healthy, moving into 2016, I would keep my eye on him.
Yeah, he's going to have to compete with one of his brothers now, too, at regionals, one of his younger brothers.
Well, he's leading the way out there for the
so,
Panchek clan.
So look out. It was a blast on the men's side. Things are over now. We get to now be spectators and watch the fittest among us go to regionals. That doesn't mean we're going to stop prepping, because 2017 is what?
I'll still work
47
out.
weeks away, so
right,
we got to get ready for that. But I hope you guys all had fun with the Open. Enjoy the build-up to regionals, and we're going to leave you with a look at one of our favorite moments from the 2016 Reebok CrossFit Games Open.
You're not on fire, Ricky Bobby. I'm on fire. You're not on fire. But I'm not even sure he even knows where he's at right now. Oh my God, help me! I don't want to die.
No. No?